Everywhere we go, ho!
Everywhere we go, ho!
People wanna know.
People wanna know
Who we are, ho!
who we are.
So we tell them.
So we tell them.
United States Marine Corps.
Hey, this is Corporal Bruno checking in. Hope you brought your beer because this is a pretty lengthy list of changes I've got to go through. Treyarch has planned to implement the latest Black Ops 2 patch to Xbox 360 this weekend, but it's already live on PS3. And not a whole lot of people out there play it anyway, so whatever. Also, in other news, Halo 4 has a title update, but nobody plays that either. So the full list of changes to the Black Ops 2 title update will be listed in the description of the video, and you know, I'm not going to list all of them in the video because honestly a lot of you aren't going to realize a lot of these things have been done, but some big ones I'm going to hit on, and then more importantly all the weapon and gameplay modifications they made are pretty important. So you know, they added support for posting their live stream URLs to Twitter, so that's great for a lot of y'all that do live play. Mine hasn't worked yet, so maybe that'll fix that. They've improved audio rumble responsiveness when you're hitting enemies with gunfire, so don't know how much that's going to be, but they also added a hardcore kill confirmed playlist for you that do play Kill Confirmed and would like to play it on hardcore. One of the big changes I really like, and I know a couple of people out there are really gonna like, is that players that run with that Black Hat PDA, that hack, will not be able to hack your care package faster than you can pick it up yourself. So that's a really nice change. You know, I even have my own teammates stealing my packages. It just make me want to go nuclear on somebody, you know. So they added a failsafe to prevent spawn trapping and capture the flag, which is nice. Maybe if they reduced that respawn timer, we'd all be happy. Increased the sight checks on turrets. That kind of helped some spawning problems. So hopefully that'll fix it. They improved the overall theater and live streaming stability. Again, for you codcasters out there, that's a big deal. You know, they improved the film rendering stability and made progression bar more accurate while rendering a film. Hey, great. If I ever was able to render a film to begin with, maybe that's fixed. Players using a ghost and a suppressor attachment will no longer appear on the enemy's mini-map while shooting and moving while the UAV is up, which is nice because that's kind of how it's supposed to be done to begin with. Kills from the explosion from the crossbow will actually now count towards your kills from the crossbow challenges. When you prestige, your clan tag will no longer be locked. It'll be automatically unlocked. There's you know, mostly those are the big ones that you should know about. Everything else is really gun changes. You know, there has been a change to the UAV. You get into a room with some good players and they will keep a UAV up the whole match, sometimes 2 or 3 of them at a time. So they've increased the cost from 350 points to 425 to try to decrease how many UAVs up and try to end that UAV spam. And you guys, if you're not happy about that, you have not played enough Call of Duty. So that's a good change. I like that. Thank you for that. They also added a 750 millisecond delay to lightning strike, and I think that delay, and I don't know for sure, I'm thinking that delay is when you actually send the 3 spots on the map. It is then, and they're adding an extra 750 milliseconds before that actual lightning strike hits the deck. The bouncing betties, they've increased the grace period between trigger and activation by 200 milliseconds, which is nice. So you get that extra 200 milliseconds to hear that thing wind up so you can hit the deck. And not let that thing blow up on you. I'm not a big fan of running engineer, so that's going to be a big help for me. I cuss those damn bouncing betties every day. So sensor grenades, not a whole lot of people use them, but they've increased the range now to 1,000 units, and the frequency is now 800 milliseconds between pings. The amount of time is now 6 seconds that players will appear after the explosion, so maybe those will be a little bit more useful. The concussion grenades, they're really OP. I use them on every single one of my classes, so they've decreased the movement penalty and the turn speed penalty when you're hit with them. So that's probably gonna reduce the amount of those that I use now. But they were kind of OP, I ain't gonna lie. SMGs, this is really funny because, you know, for the last 2 weeks on Twitter and YouTube and in the game, all I've heard, even from my own friends, man, SMGs are horrible. They are so overpowered. You know, why even bother using another weapon when you can use an SMG? And now Treyarch has released that they're going to, you know, nerf the SMGs, and now everybody's bitching about it. Like, man, I wish I could just quote people, like capture them immediately when they say something and just play it back to them 2 weeks later, and they instantly contradict themselves. It's ridiculous. But they have increased the max hipfire spread from 4.75 to 5. I know the numbers don't mean a whole lot to you as a regular player, but basically you won't be as accurate when you're hip firing. Also, those SMG bullets will no longer penetrate objects as easily. So they've reduced that bullet penetration. Specifically to two SMGs, they have increased the recoil slightly on the MSMC and the PDW 57. So both those weapons, they were a little over OP, and I'm the first one to admit I use the MSMC and the PDW over any of the other ones. So maybe now I'll actually venture out and use the other ones a little bit. Assault rifles, all the assault rifles have been, their idle sway has been reduced. So if you're zooming in on the rifle, it's no longer swaying as much, so you have a little bit more reliable long-range aiming, more accurate, if you will. Specifically to the XM8, they've reduced the lethal range of 3-hit kills from 250 to 50 inches. The select fire attachment now has increased recoil on the XM8. The FAL also with the select fire, and the SWAT 5.56 with select fire. They've increased the recoil on all of those. The MTAR, they made the auto aim values consistent with all the other assault rifles. Apparently there was a discrepancy there. I never noticed. I didn't play with it a whole lot. So now sniper rifles, they've increased the hip fire spread on all of them, which is a good thing. I've noticed a lot of people run around with the XPR 50s, and you just turn a corner and these dudes just put one right in you, no problem whatsoever. And you know, I don't mind the occasional lucky shot, but these dudes are pros at it, and it's really annoying. It's like, why even bother carrying another gun? They've also increased the hip fire spread for all sniper rifles with the laser sight attachment, so maybe a little bit harder to get those no-scope kills there. Specifically to the XPR 50, there's increased recoil slightly on that, which is nice because that's a pretty powerful sniper rifle. Now, when it comes to the shotguns, I'm amazed that they didn't reduce the range on the KSG, but they did reduce the one-hit kill range by 45 inches for the R870, the Remington. But man, hey, Treyarch, if you ever see one of my videos, man, what's up with the KSG? I mean, that thing is ridiculous. It's a sniper rifle. I mean, if you put it in the hands of somebody who can hit something, I mean, it is just OP for sure. The pistols, they've reduced the headshot multiplier from 1.5 to 1. Same with the Cap 40. The B23R and the Cap 40 are just, they're pretty badass pistols. You know, some people are saying now that the Cap 40 is going to be the new SMG, but that headshot multiplier has been reduced from 1.4 to 1. And, you know, these are all a lot of great changes, I think. I don't think I disagree with any of them. I know that, you know, when it comes to Black Ops community or the Call of Duty community in general, everybody's got an opinion. We're all a bunch of assholes. So, you know, if you're happy with these changes, great. If you're not, whatever. But feel free to post your comments down below the video and let us know. You know, did they miss something? Do you want to see more? What? You know, all we can do is kind of communicate. But, you know, I have to admit, you know, I'm hoping that this game will slowly turn into a better game. You know, when you're playing games like the original Black Ops was just, I mean, I loved that game. It's probably the best first-person shooter I ever played. And Black Ops 2 is, I mean, I'm not a big complainer, but it's not Black Ops. So I guess I kind of expected it to be, seeing as it's a sequel to Black Ops, but I just played a little bit more, I guess, and I'll be happier with it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Come find me at Twitter. I've got over 7,000 followers. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are making me happy for what I do. I really enjoy the real community aspect that I'm starting to get from the community. So I appreciate being y'all's friend. So this is Corporal Bruno, I'm checking out, and I'll see you on the Xbox tonight.